Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the channel World of Wrestling, here today to discuss about WWE Smackdown, September 10th, 2021 review. I got a chance this morning to go ahead and watch the episode that took place last night. Finished up most of it during Friday night when it was actually airing on the show. And got to the point where I saw Edge and Seth Rollins begin their match. The show, I don't believe this is coming out of my mouth, but I actually enjoyed the show. I don't know why, but I did. Guilty as charged. For the people that do hate WWE, and I don't blame you, I actually have to give them credit where credit's due. This was a good show. Now, was this a spectacular show? No. This is a show that we should be seeing every single week on Raw and SmackDown and NXT. We used to get that for NXT, but we don't get that anymore. Now it looks like a freaking load of bullshit. And who really gives a shit about fucking NXT anymore? I sure as hell don't. I'm sure you guys don't either. Bottom line, I am not impressed with how NXT's been going lately. I haven't been watching any of the episodes. They even announced on the commercial for the SmackDown episode NXT 2.0. Don't like that one single bit. I don't like the fact that they put 2.0. That is fucking retarded. So what are you saying? This is a new version? We're not gonna get real wrestling? We're gonna get bullshit? Of course we are. That's what WWE is all about. Bullshit. But for whatever reason, they decided to make this actually an important show. At the end of the show, we got to see Finn Balor as the Demon. Now, granted, this is only feeding into the Roman Reigns character. We might as well call Roman Reigns Ryback. Because all he keeps getting is continuously keeps getting fed more and more. Might as well start screaming, feed me more, feed me more. I mean, like, the big dog is hungry. He wants to keep eating, you know? He's got Brock Lesnar. He's got Finn Balor coming after him for the Universal Championship. I mean, this is just fucking whacked out. But, bottom line, I like the idea that they're doing two storylines in one. They haven't done this in a very long time. Stuff like this you would only see back in the Attitude Era and stuff like that. So I like the two storylines taking place at the same time, with both of them going after Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. So I got to give them a lot of kudos for that. But it's just happened to be that way. It's not really anything special. I mean, it's not like they came up with this idea probably in advance. This is just probably just some stupid sure luck of bullshit for all we know. There was two really good matches. The main event with the Usos with the tag team titles against the Street Profits. And then we had Edge and Seth Rollins. And outside of that, the other match was a 10-man tag team match that meant nothing. Big E got the win on that match. And Edge and Seth Rollins took control of most of the show. I'm going to go on record in saying this. I will never, ever, ever again, until I see different with Edge, that he doesn't deserve to be in a singles match in a main event ever again. Because this match he had with Seth Rollins was longer than the one they had on SummerSlam, I believe, or just as close to being the same. And this match probably you would say was better than SummerSlam, and SummerSlam was a really good match as well. So, with all that being said, I got to give a lot of kudos to Seth Rollins and Edge in this match. This was main event. I don't know why this was a co-main event match. This should have been the main event of the show. But they had a lot to do with Roman Reigns' build-up with Finn Balor. And then Roman Reigns opened the show with Brock Lesnar. A lot of situations taking place with Paul Heyman. There's a lot of belief that Paul Heyman is going to turn on Roman Reigns and join back with Brock Lesnar. I don't believe that is going to take place. I think the whole thing is a charade, and Brock Lesnar is just trying to get in Roman Reigns' head. So that's just my feelings on that. I don't believe we're going to see Brock Lesnar win the Universal title. If we do, guys, there ain't no reason to even watch WWE anymore. Roman Reigns should be losing this title to a young star that is eventually supposed to be the main eventer and be crowned as the Universal Champion. So I don't want to hear anything about Brock Lesnar winning the Universal title, because if that's what we see, we got The Undertaker all over again with WrestleMania. And that was a crying shame. You could have had guys like Finn Balor beat The Undertaker for the in a WrestleMania match. I almost said Universal title. What the fuck am I talking about? You could have had freaking whoever. But Brock Lesnar being the guy to beat The Undertaker, that was retarded. That was just a wasted out loss that should have never happened. If you wanted to even give it to Roman Reigns, possibly, I would have said yeah to that, but I don't think too many people would have been as satisfied with that comment. But whatever. Anyway, let's get right into this review. I've talked a little too much. Just random talk here about what happened on Smackdown and just my overall thoughts of what's going on. So, like I said, Roman Reigns and the Bloodline open the show up. He starts talking about some stuff about Brock Lesnar and Finn Balor and his whole situation, what he's got going on. And Brock Lesnar shows up. Brock Lesnar had a huge reaction. I don't know if the reaction was, I don't know if the SummerSlam reaction was bigger than this reaction, but they were pretty damn close. Brock Lesnar and CM Punk are definitely draws. I really feel that way. Now, I mean, the ratings may definitely show that once the ratings are released to the audience or to the public about what happened on SmackDown and how many people watched that show. I'm sure there was plenty, because this was taking place in Madison Square Garden. There was a lot of good things going on. There was only one thing on the show that I didn't like, and that was the contract signing for Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's Championship at Extreme Rules. I think that is a fucking joke and a half. I don't know what the hell that's all about. But yeah, Roman Reigns, he goes ahead, he starts talking about stuff, and Brock Lesnar shows up. The fans go nuts inside the Madison Square Garden. He tells Roman Reigns, he says, hey, you know something? I don't know why Paul Heyman never told you, but he knew I was coming to SummerSlam. And I like the fact that they got Brock Lesnar by himself. It's totally new. It's fresh. He's able to talk for himself. He's not just standing there bouncing around in the ring while Paul Heyman does all the talking for him and stuff like that. So we actually get to hear Brock Lesnar talk and actually be able to cut his own promos and actually earn his paycheck somewhat. Not that he really earns it all that much, but this episode, he actually didn't do bad. He talked, he got physical. I mean, I liked it. I really did. I like this new Brock Lesnar. He's got a new hairdo with the ponytail, with the long hair. He got a beard and everything. He looks different. Not so much different that you can't tell who the hell he is, but he definitely has some kind of change to him. He looks like he looks like he's been working out too and getting himself back in shape, because before he looked like he was muscular, but not like, had any definition to his muscles or anything. So, it is what it is, but he looks like he's been taking care of himself despite the fact he hasn't been wrestling. But yeah, I think that this was a very good segment. Paul Heyman was acting completely scared out of his mind. Roman Reigns took offense to what was said. He believed Brock Lesnar was telling the truth. He looked at him and says, look, man, you want to tell me that you knew Brock was coming? You never told me? Like, what the hell, dude? And him and the Usos walked. The Usos never trusted Paul Heyman from day one. they've been trying to whisper in Roman Reigns' ear to get rid of him and stop kissing Roman Reigns' ass, because Paul Heyman's just whatever. I got a gut feeling we're going to see Roman Reigns turn into a babyface. I really do. I think he's going to be the tribal chief still, but they're going to try to change him from babyface, from heel to babyface. So that's what I think is going to take place. I hope that doesn't happen anytime soon. We give it some time to actually actually happen. But I like the combination with Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns. I really do. I think it's different, it's fresh, and it gives Roman Reigns more of an importance than being by himself, more importantly. But whatever, man. Brock Lesnar, though, went ahead and he was in the middle of the ring with Paul Heyman after Roman Reigns left with the Usos, and he started doing his old stick like, "My name is Paul Heyman," and he starts talking about Brock Lesnar, "and my client, Brock Lesnar," and all that shit. I thought that was cool, but it was even better when Brock Lesnar looked at him and says, "Yeah, like good old times, man. I love it." And it goes from one thing to another, and he basically gets ready to F5 Paul Heyman, but Roman Reigns, for whatever reason, came down to save Paul Heyman's ass with a Superman punch, and things broke loose, and there was a lot of chaos. Brock Lesnar managed to counteract everything that Roman Reigns did after the super punch. He started suplexing everybody, and stuff like that. And we just see that Roman Reigns was running away from Brock Lesnar at the end of all of this. He was really upset with what took place, and didn't like the fact that Brock Lesnar kind of ruined their little celebration they had going on there. So it is what it is. There was an announcement that Roman Reigns will have to face Finn Balor at Extreme Rules for his Universal Championship, even though last week he defended the Universal Championship against Finn Balor because of a interference before the match even started. So it put Finn Balor at a disadvantage. And it is what it is, but nothing special there. So their build towards Finn Balor facing Roman Reigns, I think, is kind of weak, but whatever. I mean, it's Extreme Rules. Who gives a shit? It's a worthless pay-per-view. I don't even know why they got this pay-per-view taking place, to be quite frank with you guys, but whatever. They're going to do what they're going to do, and that's pretty much it. Anyway, we had a 10-man tag team match with Big E, King Nakamura, Rick Boogs, Dominic Mysterio, and Rey Mysterio against Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode, or Bobby Roode, Sami Zayn, Otis, and Apollo Crews. We also saw Sami Zayn wearing a New York Knicks jersey by Mike Knox, and not exactly a very big name on that team. I don't know why he wasn't wearing a Julius Randle jersey or a fucking RJ Barrett jersey, but whatever. But anyway, he calls out Trae Young in Madison Square. I cannot believe they had the audacity to have Trae Young show up in Madison Square Garden. After, in the playoffs of the first round in the NBA, Trae Young won the game for Atlanta in game 1. And, at first I thought it was more along the lines like, hey, you want to boo me? Fine, I'll play the bad guy. That's cool. But him showing up at this show for this shitty fucking company just to get some measly dollars and to piss off the New York crowd some more just shows me he's a piece of shit. I don't even like him after this. I didn't take offense to Trae Young at one point with doing what he did because I'm a New York Knicks fan, but him going ahead and showing up at this show was downright fucking annoying. It was really a slap in New York Knicks faces. I mean, it's one thing you do it in a basketball game, but then you show up in the same place you beat the New York Knicks in the first round of playoffs just to be a measly little fucking asshole so you can make some extra dollars. You suck, dude. I don't like you. So, my attitude about Trae Young has definitely changed at this point. I never hated the guy, but now I truly dislike the motherfucker. As a player, not as a person. I mean, whatever he is, I don't know, but he is a fucking geek. Let's just put it that way. So anyway, the Trae Young did get involved in this match. At one point, he had Rey Mysterio from the back of the neck, pressing his throat up against the ring ropes and trying to get an advantage for the team on the heel side. And referee saw that, called him disqualified out of the show, not really disqualifying the match, but just going ahead and removing him from the match altogether. He wasn't happy about that, neither was Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn looked ridiculous. Besides wearing a fucking New York Knicks jersey, he looked like he was wearing pajama pants. Literally. I mean, he looked like he was wearing pajama pants with wrestling boots on. It looked ridiculous. Truthfully. It was very sad. Sami Zayn has totally dropped off the fucking radar. Why Kevin Owens wasn't on this show, I don't know. This is Madison Square Garden. But, hey, whatever, man. I don't know, man. I think it's fucking ridiculous, but whatever. It doesn't make a difference to me whatsoever. But yeah, Sami Zayn ate the L with the big ending by Big E and got the 1, 2, 3. There was a couple of segments backstage where Paul Heyman was being interviewed by Kayla Braxton, which I'm actually liking this duo with these segments backstage. She always seems to be following him everywhere he goes, which she keeps asking, what the hell do you do back here? Like, don't you have a job to do? You're always interviewing me. Why aren't you interviewing other people? So he's kind of aggravated and annoyed, which I totally agree with him on. She just seems like she's just purposely doing this just to piss him off. And, because she really don't like him either. So it's kind of funny, the chemistry they got between the two of these people, these characters. I think it's funny in certain aspects, and other aspects I find her to be very creepy. But it is what it is. After the match, though, Kayla asked Big E what's next for him. Big E says, it may not be the last time we see him tonight. Okay, he keeps hinting about that briefcase. He even hinted that on the show later on with Kayla Braxton and Paul Heyman backstage. It doesn't matter if it's Reigns or Bobby Lashley. If you have what he needs, he's going to step on your neck. They are going to feel his power. Yeah. Okay, well, Bobby Lashley, not Bobby Lashley, Big E, you had an opportunity to challenge Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam, and unfortunately, pal, you didn't do it. You had Bill Goldberg challenge Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship. So, I don't know what the fuck deal is with that shit, but I'm sure we're going to see Bobby Lashley and Goldberg at the Crown Jewel event in Saudi Arabia. That should be a fucking joke show and a half. All right, so next, let's move on here. So we then, I believe, was the contract signing with Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair for the women's title. This was a joke. This is actually probably the weakest thing on the entire show, even weaker than the 10-man tag team match. They are forcing this Becky Lynch heel turn so severely, and it still isn't working. She comes out in this like Cruella de Vil type robe, this furry jacket shit with a hoodie attached to it. She looks absolutely fucking ridiculous. This is the one rant you'll hear in this video about this entire show. Why the fuck does she look like Cruella de Vil? Okay? From the 101 Dalmatians. This is fucking retarded. Next, she'll come out with a fucking cancer stick and start smoking cigarettes in front of us just to pull off the character. I don't fucking know what to think about this. This is fucking retarded. The contract signing was weak as shit. The whole thing is retarded. The whole thing is forced. It's not genuine. It's just, bottom line, lame. And it's weak as fuck. They are pushing this match for freaking Extreme Rules. Extreme Rules. Come on, man. Why the hell wouldn't you save it for Crown Jewel? At least it's in front of a large crowd, number one. It's got a more important feeling to it, even though in Saudi Arabia shows are not all that important. So you guys may debate that with me, and that's fine. I would agree with you on that. But based on their whole operandi, their whole glitz and glamour bullshit is, let's always have a big crowd. Well, guess what? That would be for a big crowd, like they did it for SummerSlam. Only this time, we'd actually be able to see a full-length match instead of a joked-out 26-second match. Okay? So that's my point. Bottom line, the whole thing was trash. You had Bianca Belair, she easily signed the contract. Then you have Becky Lynch, she's getting all upset, up in arms, going ahead and saying to the fans, why are you guys being this way to me? I came back at last minute. I just had a child. I could have been at home with my child instead of coming here and entertaining you guys, and yet this is the respect I get from you guys. I mean, that was the one aspect I liked, but bottom line, the whole thing is forced. It's totally stupid. And she just signs the contract and then throws the contract thing in fucking Bianca Belair's face and then runs away holding the title in the air, and she catches it. That's supposed to impress me? Like, what the fuck? Why couldn't we had a serious speech, a serious like, war of words with each other? And then when they both stand on each side of the freaking desk after they sign the contract and have a stare down while Becky Lynch holds the title while they're staring face to face. Can't we get some realism with this shit? Of course not. I'm asking for too much. I mean, I'm just wasting my time here. So I'm just trying to have fun with the shit I just saw here. But yeah, that was crap. That really was. That was not worth anyone's time. So we get Kayla Braxton magically appear backstage behind Heyman. Heyman almost jumps out of his boots. Kayla asks if Heyman had an answer yet for Brock Lesnar's challenge, and Heyman says Reigns will answer, but it could be a yes or no answer. Heyman tries to leave, but Big E is standing there. Big E holds a Money in the Bank briefcase and makes his strange Big E noises, and he's like, oh, yes, I'm gonna do it. It's kind of like that, I guess. I don't know. It was fucking retarded. I don't know. This show's retarded. I mean, even when I'm trying to be nice, I can't be. Because I know what they're going to do. They always do this. They fuck it up. That's what they do best. Next match on the card was Edge and Seth Rollins. Like I said before, this match was the best match on the entire show. Probably worth everybody's time. I honestly have to admit, these two guys work very well together. The match ended, though, with a low blow to Edge after Seth Rollins and Edge actually almost ran into the referee. She was in the corner. She was trying to move out of the way. Her back was turned, and Seth Rollins hit Edge with a low blow. Afterwards, he hit him several times with super kicks to the face while Edge was down on his knees. And Edge just kept getting up, and eventually hits him with a with another super kick that finally rocks Edge really bad. He's basically in position for the curb stomp, and Rollins hits it and gets the 1-2-3. That's how the match ends. But overall, from beginning to end, this was a really good match. I have to say, Andrade and Pac, and then this match with Edge and Seth Rollins was the two best matches out of both shows. I mean, they were both really entertaining matches, a lot of fun to watch. One match being a main event with two main eventers, and the other match with two really good mid-card wrestlers that should be main eventers at some point down the line. So I got to give kudos to both shows producing at least a really good match on their card. I mean, Rampage actually had a disadvantage because they had one less hour than SmackDown did, but SmackDown didn't really do a whole lot to, give us a lot more matches, which might have been a good thing in a way. I think it kind of is, especially with this long-ass match that we got between these two guys. It was definitely a lot of fun to watch. I enjoyed it. It felt like a legit pay-per-view matchup between these two guys. They delivered heavily for this match, and this was just a SmackDown episode in Madison Square Garden. So, I mean, they could have done this lackluster and just had Seth Rollins win, but they really put a lot into it, and they showed that they cared about the match, which I wish WWE would do with everyone else on the show, but hey, that's like asking for $1 million. Anyway, after the match was over, Edge is loaded into an ambulance. He's put on a stretcher. They're concerned that he may have suffered either a concussion or had a severe issue with his neck. Based on the fact that he was, with that curb stomp, it was pressing up against his neck where he had to get it operated and fixed. So Mackenzie asks Rollins, how does he feel about what just happened? Does he feel happy? Does he feel sad? Any remorse? And Rollins just had this look on his face like he didn't feel happy about it. He didn't feel bad about it. He just felt indifferent. He didn't really seem to have a real clear-cut answer to how he felt about Edge going into the ambulance. It's as if he's got like this kind of like a turn on him, like as if he may turn face, he may stay heel. It's kind of like an in-betweener at this point, because if he was really a heel, a full-fledged heel, he would have said, I'm happy he's gone. I'm happy I did what I had to do, get him out of here, and I proved once again that I live up to what I have to say, and that I was going to injure him and break his neck. But that's not what we got here in this interview. So there might be a change to his character. We're not sure yet. We'll have to wait and see after the next couple episodes to see if his character changes or it stays the same. I'm going to go with he's going to stay the same. I think he's going to stay as a heel. So only time will tell, though. So if anyone's interested in that, just keep an eye out for it and see how things work out. Backstage, Reigns gives the Usos a pep talk for their match tonight. Jimmy and Jay leave for their match, and Reigns tells Heyman that he saved him. Reigns wants to know why Heyman didn't tell him that Lesnar was going to be at SummerSlam. Heyman doesn't say anything as they cut to a commercial break, and when we get back, we get the match between the Usos and the Street Profits for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. This match was a solid, entertaining tag team matchup. Good tag team wrestling that took place here, which we don't usually see in WWE very often. But yeah, this match was good. Unfortunately, the match did end with a disqualification. Roman Reigns came in and tried to save them from losing their tag team titles. Montez Ford did a spinning frog splash. He actually twisted his body as he did a frog splash, which was very impressive. And that's how the match technically ends. The Street Profits get attacked by the Bloodline, and then out came the Demon Finn Balor. Now, I remember a while back, Finn Balor says he's not going to bring the demon back. It's beneath him. It's not something he needs. He doesn't need an alter ego. He likes the current day Finn Balor, which is the Prince from New Japan Wrestling. And unfortunately, they reverted right back to the demon character. Now, folks, you would think that the demon character would help Finn Balor overcome the obstacle of Roman Reigns, and that won't even help him win. So why bring back the demon Finn Balor alter ego character of Finn Balor when we know damn well Finn Balor is not going to win? It's just the Roman Reigns agenda continues to exist even as a heel. Now, granted, I've said this before, I'll say it again. The heel character does work with him, but we all know for a fact he's being fed every freaking person on that roster so that maybe at some point we see someone take the title off of him. I don't even think we're going to see that. Personally, I think this company is so far gone creatively and as a promotion that this company probably won't see this company even last until this company probably will go out of business by WrestleMania 39. I really think that. I think if we get Roman Reigns and The Rock at WrestleMania, that will be the finale of WWE's events and their show. I think that's when the show is going to go completely off the air. WWE will be no more and be sold off to someone, unless someone that buys the company from Vince McMahon decides to actually continue to run the promotion. Now, if that's the case, could we see something really great happen? Will it get turned into a wrestling promotion and actually care about pro wrestling? Or are we still going to see the same old shit? That's the huge question I would have if that actually takes place. But no one's made a bid yet on WWE, not from my knowledge anyway. So I'm not going to make any judgment calls yet. But if there was one person I would like to see buy WWE, it'd be Dana White. I think he could turn that into a real classy promotion in the sense of a sports type atmosphere. Instead of making it sports entertainment, we use the actual sport itself to entertain the audience. I mean, what we got here is not entertainment, folks. Yeah, this show was okay. It was actually entertaining and worth your time for 2 hours. But let's be real. The show is a complete failure. Both Raw, NXT, and Smackdown are 100% failure. All the time. No doubt about it. But anyway, guys, at this time, you know what to do. Hit the like button if you like this video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And leave a comment down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. And I thank you guys very much for watching. And have a great night, guys. Bye.